Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and it is a beautiful morning, which means you're probably going to be hearing a lot of the birds. But hey, it's their place too. They're allowed to be birds. We're going to be using the classic soundtrack, and we're moving on to the next Arcana in the line. There we go. I always like having the classics on. Alright, so what are we looking at next? Well, a lot of these I generally don't have a huge amount of problem with, but if I'm moving from, my least preferred to most preferred, we're moving on from Heroic Blaze to Blazing Blitz. Now, my only real issue with Blazing Blitz is that it has that really bad habit of holding you still for a really long time. But you can dash out of it. So you're not necessarily completely stuck there. Now, this is another one that would probably benefit from using the Awe Robe. I think, once again, I'm just going to stick with what I have. But what about the rest of the build? Well, let's see, if I were going to use an awe build for this, I would probably go Bolt Rail, or Bladed Bladed Vlad, there you go. But yeah, I don't necessarily want to keep the same build, so why don't we have a look at something that could work just a little bit better for our purposes. Something... Here we go. I think that'll work just fine. Yeah, I like that. Alright. We're going to keep the same basic just because we can't always control how everything goes, so we want to be able to strike in a circle around ourselves. Now, like I said, I do believe Blazing Blitz would work out best with a more critical hit tampered setup, so probably Dark Katana, Awe Robe, or even this one, but when you're talking critical hits, you're usually talking Awe Robe. Let's see, is there any particular place where I feel I should start? Probably not, so let's just go and see what happens. And we'll get Atlas Floor 2, you know what, that's fine. So I don't know why, but whenever I think of this spell, I think of Vegeta just beating. Well, okay, that was the very opposite of what I was talking about. So there you go. That's how failure works. But yeah, I just think of Vegeta just dashing into someone and just pummeling the absolute stuffing out of them. But yeah, as you can see, Blazing Blitz is not the easiest thing in the world to use. But its signature is quite powerful. So I suppose the best way to put Blazing Blitz is it's very much a high risk, high reward sort of thing. Which, you know, that's works for some people, not necessarily for others. And there I waited too long, so I got punished for my greed. Yeah, make no mistake, this is not an easy one to use. And it's very easy to make enough mistakes with this that you just end up in a no-win scenario. Like, maybe you mistake how quickly the enemies are closing in on you, or maybe you use it on the wrong enemy and then end up getting pummeled for that. Like, but yeah, the initial hit of it does not even hit the enemies next to it, so. So yeah, the thing is, it's good for bosses, not really good for just regular minute-to-minute gameplay. Alright, Puffy Parka might help. Depends on what we find. And then I'll grab this as well. Actually, is there anything else here I want? Not really. So maybe just for the sake of it, we take the calcifying bone mail to, you know, minimalize some of our mistakes. Because yeah, we can't go through every floor taking 389 damage like it's nothing. Okay, that time it caught the entire group. I guess they just walked into the very small hitboxes of my punches. You know what? I'm not going to complain. You don't look a gift horse in the mouth. And that's another example of what happens when you just sit there and don't pay attention to what's happening around you. And you can't treat someone like they're on the bad end of a loan shark transaction and just ignore all the people around them. See, what do we got here? We grabbed that, for sure. Anything else, we'll just have to wait. So hopefully you're understanding why I have multiple Arcana that are just meant to control the battlefield. Like I said, Blazing Blitz can be very hard to use, and if you're in a large enough crowd of enemies, it's almost like you don't have that particular spell even on. Oh, where's me? Whew. We'll come back for the upgraded Frost Scimitars. So, unlike other spells where you can just throw them out willy-nilly and have few to no consequences, this one is very much a high-risk, high-reward sort of idea. Ow. You know what? I probably deserve that. Ooh, got anything good for me? I mean, not really. I'll grab this just because it will end up having the most impact on my run. Now we can upgrade that. Alright, and then let's have a quick look. Okay, so we don't want that. Shock Assault is like, you know, Blazing Blitz with an area of effect and less damage, so, you know. I was thinking they were going to be shocked for longer. But that's my fault. Get some very happy birds this morning. You also better believe that they are definitely interacting with the birds outside. Alright, that wasn't so bad. No. And hopefully you understand what I mean now. This is a very difficult spell to use when the circumstances are a little iffy. Yeah, no, there's a reason why I don't typically use Blazing Blitz very often. It's very difficult to use properly, and in large groups of enemies, it's particularly bad. Like I said, in many circumstances, it'll almost feel like you just don't have that particular spell even with you, just because of the idea that there are so many times in which you're not going to want to use it. Like in that respect, I would actually say it's probably a little bit worse than Heroic Blaze, because at least Heroic Blaze you can throw out and catch some enemies standing around you, because it's meant to it's meant to be used against mooks and, you know, only average against bosses. But Blazing Blitz is really, really bad against teams of mooks, but then really good against bosses. And even then, not entirely, because later stage bosses can still break out of the Blazing Blitz before it does a lot of damage to them. Because again, it lasts a while. Like, there are times in which you just don't want things to have a long-lasting effect. Alright, take and take. And I don't think I actually want to use Nocturne. We're just going to move forward. We are going to want this. And yes, I know the Mobius Quill is good, but I'm not really thinking that it's the best fit for a run like this. So yeah, if it seems like I'm not talking much and kind of letting the birds take over, it's mostly because I really need to focus on... Pardon me. I need to focus on making sure that I'm not using this spell incorrectly. Which probably then brings up the question of, you know, Dark Sage, if it's that hard to use, why are you using it? To which I would answer with, exactly. And that probably sounds like a strange answer, but look at it from this point of view. If, you know, someone like me who has as many hours logged into this game as I do has a hard time finding the right spots to use a spell like this because of how it holds you still so long, there's probably a good chance that not many other people are going to be getting much out of it. And there you see another spot where it's bad to use. Like, that's the thing, it does a lot of damage. Like, it really can be good, again, good in the right circumstances. But the right circumstances don't come up often enough. And yeah, it's got that big area of effect burst right at the end, but that only comes up when your target is at low HP, and that's the finishing blow. So here's my question to you. If that nice big area of effect blow that you really want is only available at the very end of the combo, or when an enemy is about to die, why not just use something like Exploding Fireball? Or Blazing Lariat, or... You know, there's so many other options that are not only better for your needs, but also safer to use. And that will now highlight what I had said at the very beginning of the run. This is probably best used with an Awe and Dark Katana setup. Because that's one of the few times where I think the reward outweighs the risk. We got rocks. Now, I don't see myself using the knockout boulder, but shit, there it is. Ow, firewall. So another question that might come up is if you mentioned Shock Assault earlier, if that has a similar problem, then is that one as bad? I would honestly answer no, because while you're in the ladder. While you're in the ladder combo of it, after the dash connects with an enemy, you have a decent amount of invulnerability that I think helps offset some of the biggest problems that we have here. And yes, I do see both the Mimic and Double Trouble. Alright, I think what I'm going to do is we are going to go through the stage We'll probably end up taking the Adorable Mimic, mostly because even though Double Trouble would technically be worth more, it also puts me in a worse spot, and you've seen how easy it is to make that was stupid. You've seen how easy it is to make mistakes with this signature. Perfect. Exactly what I meant to do. All right. So let's see where we're going. All right. Well, I guess we're not seeing much in the way of upgrades to our basic. Thanks, Iris. Oh, what I did to deserve that? Did I not save you enough of the tiramisu? Or are you just upset that I was looking at Zeal again? That was not cool. Alright, so let's drop what we want to hold on to. We want to hold on to that. We can get rid of that. We can get rid of that. We can get rid of that. I want to keep that. I want to keep that. I want to keep that. We can get rid of that. I want to keep that. I want to keep that. Now, let's see. There you go, plus 45, not bad. Now, admittedly, not every signature Arcana can be a winner, and frankly, that's true of just about any Arcana type. Like, not all the basic Arcanas could be winners, not all the Dash Arcanas could be winners. It's just rare that the pros and cons of something would be so heavily, like, so different from one another, so far on the opposite ends of the spectrum. They're so heavily divested from one another that it's hard to really see it as an either-or scenario. Like, in the scenarios where it's good, it's absolutely fine. You're gonna want it. In the scenarios where it's bad, it might just get you killed. Okay, I thought his Inferno shield would have been down by then. So, whoops. I see two things here that I like. One of them I'm going to wait on, because I want to see if I can find the other half of the Magician's outfit. If I don't see the other half of the Magician's outfit, I can offset some of the hit that I'll take to my HP with the tiny crocodile heart, so I will indeed grab the thing. Glass cannon, that's it. Boss room. Yeah, it's not there, so we'll grab the glass cannon. Wow, that was... I didn't think that would happen. Cue the popular GDQ phrase, that's never happened before. Hello, Zeal. That was not smart. And there we go. Not bad. Now, it probably looks to the average player like, hey, there's nothing wrong with this signature. Why are you so worried about things? Trust me, the build around that Arcana is definitely better than that Arcana. Let's wait until Spark Array is back. Here we go. Get him! Yeah! Oh, and boom. Like I said, the build around that Arcana is definitely better than that Arcana. Now, I also want to make sure that we all understand I'm not just blindly hating on Blazing Blitz. I think it's a very evocative Arcana, one that, like I said, when I use it, it reminds me of Vegeta just going to town on somebody. But I can't overlook the negatives of it. Like, to me, the cons definitely outweigh the pros. But we had a very strong run, and not gonna lie, at the end there, when I got the merchant's cart and and the glass cannon and the adorable mimic, I did kind of feel like a Super Saiyan god. So there you go. So you guys go out and have fun with your Saiyan build. I hope it works out well for you. And remember, if you're gonna run Blazing Blitz, run something to hold enemies still as well, because you're gonna be spending more time dodging than usual. But I did have fun showing this one off for you, and the birds had fun regaling you with their singing. And I hope you had fun watching. So I appreciate you coming to spend your free time here with me today. I hope you have a fantastic day or night wherever you may happen to be. And I will catch you in the next one. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and you take care, everybody.